The transformation of India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge-based economy cannot happen without enabling its large young population to skill and upskill. We spoke to Dr. Jayajit Bhattacharya, founder and president of Center for Digital Economy Policy Research, about the efforts that India has made in that direction. Part of digitalizing India is, of course, producing a digitally literate young population. So far as that effort is concerned, national educational policy is concerned, to what extent do you think it can have an impact, and what are some of the things that can be done to impact the edtech industry positively?
Right. I think national education policy is a very positive step forward. I was involved in it, so I'm all for it. Now, EdTech is obviously a tool to implement the national education policy, and it's a very important tool. In India, we need to educate a population of 200 million students. To put that into perspective, it's roughly the same population as that of Pakistan. So we've got that many students in India. Now, clearly, we cannot manufacture teachers overnight and get them to educate the students. And therefore, we need to take use of technology, and which is essentially EdTech. And therefore, EdTech becomes very critical in our paths towards growth, in our paths towards evolution. And hence, EdTech does need all the support. Now, what we have seen is a lot of headwinds coming towards EdTech because there have been some malpractices happening in the industry. And because of a few bad players or bad actors, we have seen a tendency to bring in regulations onto EdTech. Fortunately, that has not yet happened, although those discussions did come up, and therefore a self regulatory kind of mechanism has evolved in EdTech. I think we need to ensure that there continues to be a light touch in terms of a regulatory implication on EdTech, and that continues to happen. If we bring in very strong regulation at this time, it will stifle innovation, and we will end up not having the right kind of solution for the Indian environment.
Also, do you think the efforts to rescale, I mean, of course, 200 million is the number of students that we need to sort of, educate. But apart from that, a whole lot of population also needs to be allowed to rescale, upscale going forward. And of course, EdTech can play a huge role in that department. But when that is concerned, would we also have to take a look at the kind of degrees, diploma-oriented mindset that we have, and sort of, swap it with a mindset wherein sort of, a skill that you learn online is considered by employers good enough to offer you a particular role in an organization?
So, that's been a debate that's been going on even for skilling. So, even though certifications were being given for skilling, the market was not rewarding that. So, if you are a certified carpenter versus an uncertified carpenter, your income does not go up because you have a certification. The only other purpose of that certification would be that if you go outside of country and be able to earn more because of the certification. Unfortunately, there is very limited mutual recognition of skills certification that we have between countries, and therefore that has not also helped. The onus of this is not really with the government but with the industry. So once we start increasing the quality of education online, and we see that those who have taken up these education are of a better quality than those who have not, the value of the certificates will go up automatically. So let the free market decide. Having said that, we also need to make sure that that there is advocacy by the government, that at least those who have been placed can then be skilled through these kind of mechanisms. So if you already have a job and there is an upskilling you want to do within the job, then these are solutions that can be helpful. And I think for the rest, let the market come in, and let the markets play out, and let the markets determine what is acceptable and not acceptable.